Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the People Mover Travel YouTube channel. My name is Cheyenne. I am joined with the lovely Jordan, and today we are doing a very fun video where I'm going to interrogate Jordan and ask her all about her recent Epic Universe trip. And I can't wait to hear all about it.
I'm ready.
First of all, I think just give us an overview of the trip. Tell us some of the logistics, just kind of like baseline of what the trip was about.
I mean, I'm a fairly frequent Universal goer, but this was a particularly special trip for me because it was my husband and my ninth wedding anniversary, and so we always like to make a little trip vacation out of our wedding anniversary. And we were both really excited about Epic Universe opening up, so we felt like it was the just the perfect location to celebrate. So it was just me and him, an adults only getaway, and we had the
Woo!
best time. So the majority of our stay was at the new Helios Grand Hotel, which is literally on the property at Epic Universe. We ended up tacking on an extra night ahead of time at Universal's Aventura Hotel because we wanted to add a day to the reservation. But prices had really gone up for Helios Grand. So we're like, we'll do something a little more affordable and closer to the other parks and then just like go big for the rest of the trip. So yeah. And I mean, it was as stunning as expected.
Did you guys have a theme park view room? Could you see the
Oh, yeah, we did. And actually, so interestingly enough, we were kind of disappointed when we got in the room because it was only the second floor. And we're like, we paid for this theme park view. Like, I wanted to make sure I have a good vantage point. But honestly, there's like, it kind of dips down. So you can still really see everything in the park very well. Like, there's stairs down from the hotel to the main level of the theme park. And then our hotel was literally on top of the like theme park entrance. So we literally just went to the elevator, which was right outside our door, went down one floor and walked out the door. We timed it 2 minutes to
unreal?
get there.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I haven't personally been, but from what I've seen, like the hotel isn't gigantic. So even if you're staying, like top floor on the very right hand side, I still can't imagine it would take very long to get to the theme park entrance.
Doesn't it's a very vertical hotel, so it is pretty easy to get around. And they have that new fancy elevator system where you like say what floor you're going to and it assigns you an elevator. So it's very efficient. I'm kind of obsessed with those elevators. I don't know if you've seen them. They have them at Coronado Springs and their Grand Destino Tower too. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's fun. Technology is cool.
She's like, who's the wizard that's up there that's controlling this elevator?
Is it Harry Potter? Could it
He's not
be?
there. That's his retired job, is controlling the elevators.
He got bored.
Yeah,
No more orders stuff for him. He's all good.
it's all good. How many days did you guys spend in Epic? Did you visit the other Universal parks or were you just Epic?
We did both. So we did 2 full days at Epic and 2 days in the other two parks. Park hopping hasn't come yet. It's coming next year for Epic. So we did 2 undivided attention days at Epic, but then we did have the park to park feature for the other two parks.
It's crazy. I feel like Universal Studios Orlando used to be like a 1 day thing that people would tack on to the end of their Disney World vacation. And there's like such a resurgence now of people doing just Universal Studios. I mean, you could spend a week and a half there and still like have plenty to do.
I mean, I felt like even with 2 full days at Epic, like we checked off everything that we wanted to see. Actually, that we didn't get to see one show just because of where we were in the parks and the timing of everything. But we got to rewrite some favorites. But there were things that we were doing on the second day that we did not get to the first day. So it's a fairly large park. I feel like there's a lot to see and do. So I was really grateful that we had 2 full days. And honestly, I feel like there are a lot of good vibey spots in the other two parks. And so, like, even just doing one day, like what you were saying, how people tend to like tack on kind of a day trip if they're staying at Disney or something to just do the original two parks. I feel like there are a lot of cool spots in the other two to just chill out that are not even necessarily Harry Potter related. And you kind of don't really get that experience. So we're the kind of people that we tend to go to Universal once every couple years, but we do it big and we stay and we make sure we see everything, do all of our favorites, try some new things, and also have time to just like chill.
I always tell my clients if they're, like you said, 2 days at Epic is almost not even enough. If you're doing 1 day, I almost say like you need Express Pass just to like maximize everything because there's so much to do there that if you're trying to fit it all in 1 day, like depending on the time of year, you're not going to hit all of it for sure.
also great too that they just changed it to where almost all of the rides at Epic are included. There's only one that's not included still, but it's not even among like the most high wait time popular rides. I think it's just because it's like a slow load and unload for it's the Dragon Racers Rally over at Isle
Mm.
of Berk. It's the one that kind of just like zooms around a little bit and you can like barrel roll in your seat and whatnot. But since there's only one of those, it takes a while to get through the queue. And I feel like it would make sense not to have express pass for that one anyway, because that would just really obliterate the standard queue. And that one never has like too long of a wait anyway. So, but the having the three big rides, like I don't know if you've looked at the wait times for Epic Universe, but consistently the new Harry Potter ride is 200 plus minutes.
Insane.
That is like a quarter of your day in the park, right?
Yeah.
And then the two rides over at Super Nintendo World, the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge and Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, those both consistently hover around like a 100-minute wait time. So having all of that wrapped in is like, it makes the value of the Express Pass massive.
Yeah. I totally agree. What were some of your favorites? Like, what was the like most memorable moments from your whole trip? I'm sure there's a lot. It's a hard question.
Yeah, it is a hard question. So I'll go over my overview favorites. Number one favorite ride in Epic Universe was Stardust Racers, which was a surprise for me because I feel like, I mean, I was so excited about all of the different themed lands that to have my favorite attraction be something that was in like the Celestial Park area was just not really on my radar. But riding it at night was like the best decision we made because they black out the whole ride except for like the cars itself, so it's literally like you're a meteor shooting through the night sky and you get the best view of the park. Amazing. Like and it was so thrilling, way more thrilling than anticipated. So I don't know if you're like a roller coaster rides with inversions kind of girly or not, but like if you like Velocicoaster over in Islands of Adventure, then like you'll like this one for
Did you
sure.
do both of the tracks? Did you try them out? Because I know they're a bit different, right?
We ended up not. We just ran out of time. So I would have liked to do both, and I would have liked to write it during the day as well, just to kind of compare. But I was so grateful that we had the nighttime experience too. And I feel like several rides are kind of key at Universal to do them at night. Like also Curse of the Werewolf over in Dark Universe. Like Dark Universe is just meant to be experienced at night. Like it's creepy, it's foggy, it's spooky, like, and then going on another ride where all the lights are kind of blacked out except for these like howling werewolves and you're just being zipped around everywhere. Amazing.
Amazing.
10 out of 10 on vibes.
I love that.
So those for rides, those were like kind of my favorites. And I feel like, everyone might be surprised that my favorite was not the Harry Potter ride. And I'm going to tell you a hot take that it was my least favorite ride. Um, I know, I know. I think so many people like it, and I hope that maybe I'm just wrong. But okay, here's my quick soapbox spiel about it. I feel like so you go the whole world is themed after the Ministry of Magic and like the Fantastic Beasts movies. So, but the ride is set in like 2000s like Harry Potter era with Dolores Umbridge, even though the Fantastic Beasts movies are in like the 1920s. So they're trying to explain it because the entrance to the ride queue, you take flu powder to go from Paris over to Ministry of Magic London. And that's fine if we're just changing the location, but we are time traveling.
Yeah.
We are going through time. And there are so many rules and laws about using time turner magic in Harry Potter, and they make such a big deal about it. And I'm like, okay, so we're just traveling through time.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have some qualms too. I feel like Dolores Umbridge is very much a lawful evil, where she's rule based, she's structure based, she will have order. She says it. The whole premise was that she was like sneaking Death Eaters, like breaking them out of Azkaban. Like she would do that. She would never do that.
Interesting that they didn't like their Universal's so big on story and like cohesiveness, and that seems missed.
They got the vibes of that park so right.
Yeah.
Ministry of Magic is absolutely stunning. The new wand magic experiences and like the interactive wands, the newest generation that they've come out with, incredible. highly recommend. I would so skip that ride and just buy a wand and just do the wand magic. Like that was a peak experience for me, actually, just like going around doing all the wand stops. And they've actually really changed the experience too. So they now have an app where, well, in the normal Universal app, you can sync your wand that you buy and you can make it custom. So, like, my house is Ravenclaw, represent. Um, and you sometimes it's interactive. So, like, you'll cast a spell and it'll shoot like blue lights out because
Oh,
I'm a
that's cool.
Ravenclaw. And there's also over in Diagon Alley, they now have this like Patronus experience where you can battle a Dementor in Nocturne Alley, and your own specific Patronus comes out and battles it. And it was so cool.
That's so cool. I was gonna note that I've told some of my clients for the ministry ride, and I'm sure that you know this too, but if you don't want to ride the ride, you can still go in and look at the queue and the big
Yeah.
ministry, which I think is the most like impressive part anyway. I haven't personally been on the ride, but just seeing like that the scale that they went to in there is insane, and getting to go through the flu and like experience that. If you don't have express pass or you don't want to wait 200 minutes, just go take a look, experience it, and then
Yeah.
skedaddle.
Honestly, that was the best part of the ride for me was just walking into that like big chamber where it's got like the black stones everywhere and Umbridge's face is up on the like up where I feel like it's normally the Minister of Magic's face is, but it's like portraying her. You're right, the scale and the lighting, it's just absolutely breathtaking in there. The ride itself is very interesting as well. So as you're getting on, it looks like you're getting onto the Tower of Terror. It's the same like elevator style seating. And I was like, are we about to go on a drop ride? And there's no dropping at all. You're literally just kind of zooming around. And that was another flaw for me. I felt like I got excited thinking that we were, because you're going through the shafts of the Ministry of Magic in an elevator. So it would make sense that there might be a drop. There's
Yeah.
no drop.
They could even do a
Um,
small one like Rise of the Resistance style. Like it doesn't have to be Tower of Terror. It could just be a little whoop.
Exactly. So it was really just like scene based. And I will say that the animatronics are top notch. They are state of the art animatronics, very, very cool. That was the biggest thing going for that is like the ride technology and how great it was. But it was just like the creative execution did not check the box for me.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not a claw spinny ride like Forbidden Journey is, because I that is too much for me. I
You
cannot do
know what?
that.
So, and I'm with you 100% on that ride. I feel like it needs such a facelift. It's just, it's getting old and where it's like, what, 12 years old now, I think at this point. And just feel like it could be refurbished to be a little bit more comfortable for people. The screens also need a bit of a refresh on that ride, I think, as well. Like half the time, I feel like the audio is not matching up with the video.
Yeah.
And you can just tell that it's a little tired. Interesting though, the Monsters Unchained ride over in Darkmoor is the same kind of ride vehicle that you get in that Hogwarts ride. So I saw that when we were getting on and I was like, uh-oh, is this going to make me nauseous? It's like the best version of that ride. And so
Okay.
many people actually do really love Monsters Unchained and say that they think it's their favorite ride in the park. And I felt like it definitely lived up to the hype. So I was very pleasantly surprised that I was not nauseated.
Yeah, I've seen the simulation they do at the beginning that like has the dummy in it that kind of shows people, and I'm like, that looks terrifying. It's going so fast. I'm like, I don't think I could do this, but it's good to hear that it's not as bad as it looks.
I felt like it kind of was thrilling in the way that a monster ride should be. So I don't know. I think that in the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey one, it's kind of like they take you scene to scene, and then they do have some like spooky stuff, and I feel like it goes a little bit slower. And this one, I don't know. The execution on it was just really good.
I couldn't tell you what happens on Forbidden Journey because my eyes were closed and I was deep breathing. I was sitting next to Jason. Jason, do you remember? I was like this the whole time. I could not handle it. Did you have any memorable food? Did you guys like try anything that was revolutionary?
Girl, of course. Oh yes, we did. The best quiche I have ever had in my life was at the Ministry of Magic in Epic Universe in the Cafe L'air de la Sereine. And honestly, I really thought that like a breakfast food item was not going to come out on top for me because I'm not a really big breakfast person. But the crust was so crispy, and they put this like a it almost looks like hollandaise, maybe more like a béarnaise sauce over the top of it. every key should have sauce on it. Like that's just a new thing for me. The salad that came with it was so leafy green, like not husky, very refreshing, the best vinaigrette. I was shook at how much I loved it. I wanted to have the second one immediately. So that ended up being my number one. I also think that a second choice would have been the mac and cheese cones that they have over in Isle of Berk. I was not sure how that was going to go because carbs on carbs sound really heavy for a theme park day, but especially having like my husband there with me to split it with me. And then it didn't end up being as big as I expected it to be. The flavors were just like mind blowing. They have this like everything bagel seasoning on the outside of the cone. So you get this like texture with the bread. And then they have a couple different flavor options to choose from. We did the spicy Nashville hot chicken one, and it also, in addition to like a hot honey sauce, it had like a green chimichurri sauce with it and crispy fried onions on top. And it was just like a mind-blowing experience eating this mac and cheese cone. I dream about it still.
I've heard nothing but great things about the mac and cheese cone, and I feel like they took the mac and cheese. I don't know if you've had it at Cozy Cone in Disneyland. They have a mac and cheese in a bread cone, but it's pretty like bland. But I feel like the ones at Epic Universe, they were like, here's flavor on flavor.
Yeah, I've actually not had the ones at Disneyland mostly because I did kind of think they looked a little plain, and there's a lot. The quick service game is very strong in Disneyland, and you have to make choices. So, I someday maybe I will try it to compare, but I could definitely not stay away from this one at Isle of Berk. So those were the best food. As far as drinks go, I had some really good drinks as well. So over in Darkmoor in Dark Universe, they have the Burning Blade Tavern. And I ended up getting what's called the crossbow, which is they make a special mead for Darkmoor, which I think is very cool, but it's a little sweet. And so they have this secret menu item called the crossbow, and it's half of their proprietary mead with Strongbow cider. And somehow the combination of it makes it a lot less sweet and just super refreshing. Like the tartness from the cider just plays so incredibly great with it. And they have these cool temperature controlled cups. And so it's like a big glass, and then there's the Burning Blade Tavern on the front of it. And when you put your cold drink on it, it lights on fire. Not really, but like it colors fire. So that was really cool. And the vibes were just 10 out of 10 in Burning Blade Tavern. So highly recommend stopping in there for a drink.
I feel like they went all out. I've seen lots of things coming from specifically that restaurant or tavern, whatever you want to call it, and they really just they did it all.
We did. We had their Hunter's garlic steak, which not like a meat steak, but like a vampire steak kind of thing. It was like a piece, it's basically garlic bread, like a garlic twisted, not bread kind of thing. That they brushed garlic sauce on top of and had an additional garlic sauce to dip in on the side. And I am the kind of cook that believes there cannot be too much garlic in a dish.
So you were
And
in
let me
heaven.
tell you, there was too much garlic in that dish. I needed like a marinara sauce to dip it in. I think that would have been the difference. So, yeah, if you could just like swap the sauce for something else, it would have been so, so great.
Well, you
So
at least you were repelling vampires.
that is so true. I was like, honey, like you may not want to kiss me the rest of the day, but like at least we both have the same garlic breath. So like
They're sticking to the
we're
bit.
both in this little purgatory of garlic hell together. So.
So, any areas of critique that you would give to Universal Epic Universe that you thought you needed a little bit of love or that you would do different next time?
I mean, I talked about the Battle at the Ministry ride, so I won't touch on that again. That was really my biggest complaint about the whole park. Some other things that were kind of detrimental, like since it's such a new park, there's not a lot of tree cover, so that it's very open and sunny. So definitely bring your sunscreen and like a sun umbrella if you are into that sort of thing to like get some shade because it can get really very hot. And I would definitely recommend trying to strategize doing like dark rides during the peak of the day or like shows during the peak of the day so that way you're like out of the sun. um I haven't even talked about it yet. Super Nintendo World was actually like my favorite world and I haven't even discussed it. But I am such a big nerd and gamer that there was no way I wasn't gonna love Super Nintendo World. But I feel like people get really fixated on the rides in Super Nintendo World and end up not loving it as much. And for me, what made that area the best was the power up bands. And you just cannot skip that as an experience. Like I know that they're pricey at $50 a band, but you can use them. Like you can use them at both Hollywood and I think also in Osaka, Japan, if you go there as well. And it links to an app in the phone and you can like complete little challenges. And so like we did, there's 5 mini games in the area. So we did them all. And if you complete at least 3 out of the 5, then you can go do a little battle with Bowser Jr. And then you get like stamps in the app, which is not tangible in any way other than a psycho nerd who likes to collect little stamps in their virtual book. But it was just fun. So if you're into games and you love the Mario franchise, like at the essence of Super Mario, it's a gamer's paradise. And if you're skipping the games, then I think you're doing it a disservice. So you cannot sleep on that.
It's incredible. I went to the one in Hollywood at the Universal Studios, and it's so immersive. I mean, that's the only word you can say. Like when you get down into like the bottom level of the land and you're just completely surrounded by the world that they've built, it's just you can't see anything else. Like you are in that. It's very cool.
And it's also so interesting to visit it during the day versus at night because literally everything is lit up. So like it's beautiful in the day in the same way that like Toontown at Disneyland is so beautiful. The way they've like cut the backdrop to like be contrasting against the sky is stunning, like just from a daytime perspective. But then you go at night and literally every single thing in the park is just illuminated. And honestly, you could really say that about all of the portals at Epic Universe. I feel like all of them are worth seeing at night.
Did you go on the Donkey Kong ride? I know it's like hit and miss people getting on it.
I did, yeah. We had Express Pass for every day that we were at the park. So we did it twice and loved it. I feel like there are some mixed feelings about Donkey Kong, maybe from people who had to wait a super long time and then were underwhelmed by how short it is. I thought the Donkey Kong area was a lot of fun. The music is so good. Try not to shake your butt while you're walking around. Like just try it. You cannot. It's impossible, actually. But there's not a lot over there. Like they have one snack stand and one ride, and then like one little mini game, which is a lot of fun, by the way. It's like these bongo drums, and you make the rhino from the games kind of come out if you can like tap on the beat long enough with your teammates. Very fun. But I feel like Donkey Kong Country could use a little bit more, especially if you're not a banana enthusiast like myself and don't want that bubbly barrel beverage that they have. Um, so I mean, I like the ride and the theming was beautiful. But I definitely feel like they could add a little bit to it potentially.
I'm hopeful that they do like expand on Epic Universe. I think that they really came out swinging and there's so much there, but I do hope that they like continue to add things because I know that they have obviously the footprint for it. So hopefully they continue to put things in.
Feel like I've been seeing some posts recently about permits getting filed for expansions. So I'm hopeful that we are going to be getting some news about that stuff in the very near future. Although closer to my heart is I want to know what they're doing with the Lost Continent over at Islands of Adventure because that I feel like it's lacked an identity for a while. And I know the Mythos restaurant is about to get closed down for a refurb, retheme kind of ordeal. And the nerd in me is hoping for The Legend of Zelda to be put in that area. But I don't know. I feel like I've heard rumors that they might be trying to put some Nintendo stuff in each of the parks. So that would get my vote. But we will have to see, I guess.
I'm foreseeing in the next decade a Wicked something happening, which would
Oh
be
yeah, for sure. I mean, Oz is so creative and cool. Like, how can you not make a theme park out of that area?
yeah, no, it would be, they have so much to work with. I feel like they could like really do a lot.
100%. Yeah. Like, can we get like an Oz Dust ballroom in the parks? Because that would be incredible.
If they're not already planning on that, you can hire me and Jordan. We're coming. We've got
For
it.
the ideas, people, we're ready for you.
So fun. Okay, to wrap up, anything that you would share with your clients or anything that you missed about Epic Universe if someone's on their first trip and they need to know these things?
rope dropping is pretty key, I think, for this park in particular, especially if you're staying on site at a Universal hotel, you get a full hour early access to the parks. And for some reason, Epic Universe opens later than like any other theme park in the world. They open at like 10 a.m.,
Which
which
crazy.
seems incredibly late. So, and then the early park access is 9 a.m., which still kind of feels like sleeping in to me a little bit. So, like, if you're staying on site, like, I would be at the turnstiles by like 8:45 because they kind of start letting people in a little bit early. So, definitely taking advantage of that full hour. If you don't have the express pass, will help with those super long wait time rides. And even if so, Universal is like specifies which rides will be open during early park access, but you can choose to forego the rides that are included with the early park access and just queue outside the lands. Like Harry Potter, for example, is not included with the early park access. But you can stand outside the entrance to that portal, and they typically open it up before normal theme park hours anyway, especially if a lot of people are queuing, they'll kind of just like open the ride. And since we had Express Pass, we didn't do it, but I have done a lot of research and saw that people were only having about a 30-minute wait if they were able to rope drop it, which is massive
Yeah.
considering it's normally 200. So we ended up rope dropping our meet and greet with Toothless, which was also incredible. If you're a How to Train Your Dragon fan, it is one of the most immersive meet and greet experiences that I have ever done in my life. He's so like responsive and good at like interacting with you as a dragon that just like makes little grunts and kind of smiles. So, and it's super cool that they like bring a lot of the characters from the movie as well. So it's not guaranteed that anyone else is going to be there with him. Like Hiccup was there with us, and like Astrid kind of comes and goes, but it's not included with Express Pass. So, and it quickly gets up to a 60-minute wait because they let you take your time with him.
Yeah.
So if you like, you know you're going to get a good interaction with him. But if you don't rope drop that one, like it's going to be like a good 1 to 2 hour wait depending on the time of day you
Does
go.
does he meet all day or is he like character where it's only certain hours?
He meets all day. There are some other ones that kind of come and go, and honestly, Universal doesn't really post like specific times for the other characters that they're just kind of like spontaneously popping up throughout the parks. You can meet the Toothless's babies if you've seen the third How to Train Your Dragon movie. Spoiler alert,
Of
he
course
has
I
babies.
have.
They're the actual cutest. Unfortunately, they were not out when we were there, but they had like there's a toothless store that they're like sleeping up in the corner, like in a little net in the store. And of course, I'm sitting there taking all these pictures, and my husband Craig is like, "Why do you need that many pictures of these dragon babies?" I'm like, "Did you see?
There's
Did you see them? They're
so
so cute." So, but they do, those dragons come out to me every now and then as well. So we did kind of stalk the location that we thought they would come out at. And after 15 minutes, he was like, "We gotta go." I was like, you're not making this very fun for me. We're gonna go, I guess.
so fun. I'm a big How to Train Your Dragon fan. That's like top of my list of what I would want
Yeah.
to see.
I still need to see the new live action one. But I was like in tears going on the Hiccups Wing Gliders ride because they play the music, Cheyenne, and every time I hear that music, it just makes me cry.
It's one of the most epic soundtracks ever. Like it's so good.
Speaking of the music, they actually have a like little water light show at the end at closing, and so it's not nearly as big as like other nighttime shows are in like the Disney parks, for example. I feel like for some of them, you really have to scope out a spot, like the castle shows. You have to get there like 30-40 minutes ahead of time to get like a decent spot. We walked up like 10 minutes before the show started, and there were a lot of seats left in this like little amphitheater around the water fountain, and it was fun to watch. They bring all of the themed music in, so like you get the Super Mario song and you get the How to Train Your Dragon theme, and they have a lot of cool different effects for the different portals that are there. What I was not prepared for was I ended up going back up to our room right before the show started one night with our Parkview room. and I look out, and the whole park was synchronized to the lights that were coming up with the fountain. So you could see all the way back in all of the portals, they were like flashing and like the lights were like dancing along to the show. So you get an even better view if you are either A, staying at Helios Grand with a theme park room, or if you go up to the rooftop bar Helios, you can watch the light show and they play the music for free. You just have to get there early enough to get a spot. And then you can see like the full display of the lights that are coming out. So I feel like people would not realize that if they didn't like happen upon it like I did. And it like totally changed the way I watched that show. I said earlier that we're usually like a once every couple of years kind of universal goers, but I feel like I'm going to be back again sooner than expected. And mostly I'm already having some FOMO because I'm seeing all of the Christmas stuff, like the Christmas decorations go up around Universal. And they're having a Snoggletog celebration in Isle of Berk. And I think I might have to start celebrating that because that looks like a great time.
It's so cute. I've been seeing a lot of their decorations too, and I appreciate that they're going all out with the decorations. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's always interesting with a new theme park. Like you never know what they're going to do for seasonal celebrations. So I think it's fun that they got creative with it or getting into the spirit. So.
Well, I think our biggest takeaway today is that everyone needs a trip to Epic Universe on their calendar, and don't underestimate it. It looks just absolutely amazing. So, thank you for sharing
Totally.
with us.
You're welcome. Honestly, I could talk like all day about this. So I think it's wise that we're cutting it down because people are going to get so annoyed with me.
No, I think we have so much, we have space to share all things Epic Universe. We'll do another one. Go again, you can do another one.
Wonderful. Love it.
Amazing. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with Jordan and I and chatting all things Epic Universe. Of course, if you are interested in planning a trip, whether that be some park tickets on the end of your Walt Disney World trip or a whole stay, which is what we're recommending, in a theme park view room at Helios Grand, you know where to find us. We would love to help you plan that trip. Make sure that you're subscribed to our page because we'll be putting out lots of fun new videos about destinations all over the world. So thanks, Jordan. We'll see you guys later.